Banderacon, Captain's Log. I'm starting a new series as of right this fucking second called Close to the Ledge, because wordplay is fun. The first game I'm going to cover today is Days Gone. Now, Close to the Ledge, at least in concept, is games that kind of had the potential but just didn't quite fucking make it there. And when I say didn't make it, I mean either it didn't connect with me or I just didn't end up finishing the game. Well, the first game I'm going to cover today is Days Gone. Now, I remember a while back, whenever the fuck it is exactly it was, that Days Gone was the big PS4 zombie type shooter, and that claimed to have this, it was actually, didn't claim, it actually did it very well. Basically, Days Gone was your post-apoc zombie shooter / open world, wide as an ocean, deep as a puddle type game, where you would bike around the mountains of Oregon, which, by the way, I will come back to this because it's absolutely perfect. So you played a motorcycle club member, and it starts like most, if you want to think of it like the latter-day Assassin's Creed type Metroidvania games, where you start off with nothing and you build yourself up by increasing your capacity to do missions and equipment, so your ability to travel, you get certain abilities, etc, etc. Now, the game starts strong and leads strong. Zombies in this game are a legitimate threat. In most games where you have a zombie, take your Left 4 Dead or World War Z, or think of anything where you have to deal with a large undead horde. The zombies in Days Gone are actually a threat. They will mob up on you, they will run up on you, and by and large, up until the late game, they will, even after the late game, they will fuck your shit up quite nice and quickly. They will come in large numbers. The whole idea is that you can handle a couple by themselves using the melee mechanics. But if you end up running into a horde, you're going to have to run away and hope. And especially with the early game, as you have the prevalent stamina mechanic until you upgrade it a bit, you aren't going to be able to run that far, and you aren't going to be able to run that fast. And at the beginning, your character kind of sucks. You have absolutely shit in the way of weapons. Very few truly effective large capacity weapons, or really anything that works at the automatic fire rate. Your bullets don't go very far. I mean, one bullet at very best equals one dead body, and especially when you get to the higher ends of them where there's hundreds of them, you're going nowhere. You have a few bombs that you have access to, but you are relying on the early game, near enough without exception, on stealth and speed, which is wonderful, because it's kind of how I imagine a real-life, fast-moving zombie apocalypse to go. The only thing that would annoy the crap out of me is that, and I kind of get it, that it was an anti-sidestepping mechanic, was that you could snipe a zombie from the bushes, and then the rest of his pack would know where you are almost unerringly. I get that it was done to prevent you from basically doing the archery build from Skyrim. However, it annoyed the shit out of me because how the hell did they know? It could have been fleshed out a little bit better, a little bit different. I don't know, even the most token excuse would have bought me over, but with that admission, I gotta say, it didn't really fuss me. Anyway, as an open world game goes, open-ish world, the best part of it really is the scenery. Oregon is absolutely gorgeous, and if you want to hear a more heartfelt and well thought through ode to this, go and watch Noah Caldwell-Gervais. Again, he does just a fantastic review on the whole game over the course of about 2 hours. Only an American can really describe how much they love Oregon, and I would love to go across the desert, like the dirt road tracks of that area, and explore it myself, but that's not going to happen. The problem came for me towards, I think, the 35-hour mark, where I'd gotten into a fair bit of the plot. And the issue is that the main character, though I guess understandable, is thoroughly unlikable. He has all of the ingredients he needs to be a protagonist in the post-apocalypse. He's got all of the grisly, hard-bitten core elements, but he is just kind of a douche. And the problem is that he's not being played as a douche. You're still meant to root for him. You're meant to support him and cheer him on, but 90% of the time all he does is shout over the radio at somebody who he's helping supply. And he never addresses the fact that, yeah, he works for one person who's literally a slaver and the other person who is some kind of post-apocalyptic prepper that's been proved right this one time, who kind of has this, I guess the best way to say it would be like conspiracy theory-esque way where he's saying that, oh, it's the Blackhawks that did it. Although ultimately he's proved entirely right, because I guess the game has a little bit of a sense of irony. So you are this ultimately self-righteous jerkbag who goes on doing whatever exactly he needs to do to survive, and then somewhere at about the 20-hour mark you get introduced to a camp that actually is doing the right thing, and God help him if he couldn't be more reluctant to assist. In fact, it turns out he was originally from this camp that was doing right by right people following the post-apocalypse. And he did something that was so bad that he got kicked out on pain of death, except when his best friend, who he got helped get mangled because he wasn't quick enough on the draw and is ultimately responsible for, but let's not go over that. He brings them back and they treat him. And he's still a dick about it the entire way through. The only thing I can see that gives him even the slightest license to be as much of a douchebag as he is that he thinks the love of his life is dead. And even then, it didn't and it wouldn't take much to make him a far more interesting and empathetic character. To just make him a little bit more human and a little bit less road jerk. The blueprints are all there. He has all of the prerequisites to being something we can see in ourselves. He has his bike, he has his friend, he has a loss in his life. He has all the things he needs to stick by at the end of the apocalypse, but he wants to be kind of a dick. And this tapers off to the end of a fairly solid game that, as far as my research tells me, got stripped down because, at least in the early stages, they had a far grander idea involved where you would make some form of moralistic decisions. You would choose whether to leave certain people pegged up for the zombies or to kill them yourselves or to just let them go. And maybe in the right hands that could have been another Infamous, and you know how much I love me some Infamous. But as of this time, it's sitting on my Steam profile with 37.3 hours played, and I'm never going to finish it. I lost interest. Somewhere on that beautiful bike ride, I stopped caring. And the story doesn't enthuse me, and I don't want to do it anymore. And that's why it's just not close to the ledge. Too close to the ledge? How did I start this? I don't know. Anyway, my call for action today is to go and read The Night Watch by Sergei Lukyanenko. Because, to be honest, when they're good, Russian authors hit different. Peace out.